everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. This is your Elimination Chamber 2026 preview. And that's Jake fucking DeMarco. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, my friend? Happy to be here. And I'm just a podcasting machine today. We're going through it, but I am so excited to discuss a lot of wrestling because so much has happened. Consequential events have occurred, and you and I have not gotten to catch up. So I've been itching for this one, my friend.
I was gonna say I had to narrow it down to a few because we are once again working with time constraints, and those are so much fun. Shout out to everybody that's watching us live in the chat right now. Hopefully, this went out at a decent amount of time after you are done and finished watching that other show that was on tonight, the AEW something or other.
Something
Sure
other, and into Somewhere Weekly, leading into your amazing premiere.
Yeah.
Everybody hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed.
Best thing in the world. Now that CMLL is like more official with their deal with AEW, I'm a wrestling ignoramus because I don't watch CMLL. I'm like, all right, I barely speak intelligently about AAA. Thanks for coming to the party.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Now, as a little bit of a preview, we know that Revolution / Rey de Reyes weekend is coming up in a couple of weekends. Not doing a preview for Revolution, but whisper it very, very quietly. Might be trying to get somebody in the lucha realm of the YWC on. I'm going to try and convince a Mr. Guapo to join us.
Yeah, that would be great.
Senor Guapo will be back again. Maybe, perhaps. Go bug him on X, Guapo_504. Tell him you want him to be here for the lucha preview because AAA is fun and CMLL can lick my taint. Anyways, speaking of not doing that, this is going well. Just revealed today, actually.
Yes.
Stand and Deliver
is
standing alone.
I love it.
What do we think? I like it.
I'm very happy, and it only makes it feel. See, I like it being part of WrestleMania weekend, but the problem is the 2-night WrestleMania and SmackDown. And, if they had the Saturday night open like they used to, it would be more effective. But having it at 7 a.m. in Vegas on a Saturday is not what we want to go through.
Yeah, the timing of it, like if it was like a lunchtime show before like dinner time WrestleMania, that would be a little bit more plausible. And I think that's what it has been.
Yeah, because they're trying to have everybody get there like super ass early, and then they have to be able to have time to travel to the arena. So there was a lot of like logistics, and if anything went wrong, they were going to be screwed. Like everything had to work out perfect to get, like if there was a traffic jam or they couldn't
like not getting to the
arena in time, and so that makes sense that they individualized it because there's definitely going to be crossover with NXT and WrestleMania. We know that much.
Of course, yeah. Like if they could work it out legitimately, and I don't know the logistics of Las Vegas, it may surprise absolutely nobody. I've never been to Las Vegas. If it was one of those situations, where were they? Where I think it was Cody and Kevin Owens were gonna fight at another building, like next to the building that SmackDown was in. So they like ran across the parking lot and like fought in the empty building the night before. If it was a situation like that, where it's like, oh, I'm out of Stand and Deliver and I can walk across the parking lot to
the next arena,
wherever WrestleMania. Like, okay, people in Toronto will know, like Scotiabank Arena is not that far from the Sky Dome. If they wanted to do, they could do the Coca-Cola Coliseum where WWE used to do house shows.
Yeah.
And they could come back to Scotia and it's like 2 train stops away. But like the logistics of it being what it is. Here's what I'm looking at. And I got a chance to chat it up really briefly with our friend Nick over at the Wrestling for Life Network.
Yeah, shout out to those guys.
Obviously, go check those guys out. They're the best. They do their cool shit and they do it better than anybody else.
Hell yeah.
But we were talking about it and it's like, on the one hand, it's really cool that like NXT gets to stand out and do its own thing. Remember when all the takeovers were attached to a big pay-per-view? And then I think it was like, I want to say Portland, but I'm not sure. It was the first takeover that was like on its own weekend. And that was like a big turning point for them back then. Now they do it more. But stepping away from like Big Brother WrestleMania to do your own thing is awesome as far as like the confidence that they're putting in the show. It's you're gonna lose all the people that you gain by, "Hey, we're already here for WrestleMania, and this is just part of WrestleMania." You're gonna lose the people that bought, like, three-piece tickets for, like, SmackDown, NXT, Raw.
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna get people that are swept up in that, but gonna be on at a proper pay-per-view time, and selfishly, this is what I mentioned to Nick when we spoke, it gives, like, content guys like us, like our friends over at Wrestling for Life, like the What Cultures and whatever, it
Yeah.
gives us an entirely separate weekend of content to talk about and cover and all
Yeah.
those types of things because 'cause you're not short of stuff to talk about WrestleMania weekend.
No.
It's not like it's gonna take a big bite out of it, like, if anything, you're trying to cram more in, pause.
Yeah.
My other
That
theory
we are.
is this a soft launch for next year when WrestleMania is in Saudi? Because I don't think they're sending NXT over to Saudi to do a Stand and Deliver. So is
No.
this a soft launch to see whether Stand and Deliver lasts on its own? And in which case, I really hope it succeeds. Still sounds like it's in a small venue. I haven't done an incredible amount of reading about it. I mostly saw about it on X there. Um, hopefully you get to the point where like they're not going to be in a WrestleMania size building, but can they be in a Monday Night Raw size building? Especially if next year it's the only American show of the WrestleMania season that's going to be in America, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Sadly, but yes.
But yeah. The other thing, is if they've taken Stand and Deliver out of the WrestleMania weekend,
Mm.
is it to put something else in that spot?
Yeah.
Are they going to let us know in a week or so that they're gonna have like a AAA like exhibition type thing in that time slot to fill that part of the weekend? I'm not no,
Exactly.
I haven't read that anywhere. I'm just speculating. AAA is their newest like branch, maybe associating it with WrestleMania like they did with the announcement last year
Yeah.
would be a step in the right direction. I mean, you WrestleMania gives everybody the rub, like all the other indie companies that pretend that they hate WWE the rest of the year. They always want to ride in on the coattails a little bit of WrestleMania when it comes around. So can WWE ride its own coattails?
Yeah. Are they able
Pause.
to sail in on their own momentum? Because as of right now, it's not exactly been great. The Mania tickets aren't flying off the shelves,
Nope.
and I don't know. It's there's a lot missing, but the biggest thing of all is that spark. You know, the past few
Yeah.
years, there's been that like internal drive to love wrestling again. And it's not that I don't
Mm.
love it, but it's just it's not capturing me like it has or used to.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons, but most of all, it's not captivating or capturing my attention right now. Everything feels and predictability is not a bad thing, but everything feels jaunted, messy, and predictable. And the
See, the
stories
problem
are
the problem with
lacking.
predictable, and I know we've gone back and forth on this before, and I
Yes.
think I just cut you off, so I'm sorry about
No,
that.
no, go right ahead.
Um, thing about predictable is the good or bad of predictable hinges on if the thing you're predicting to happen is something you want to happen. If
Yes.
something you want to happen is gonna happen, like CM Punk's gonna be in a proper WrestleMania main event this year. I'm sorry, night one is not the main event. Cry about it. But also there's if I look down the pipe right now, and we're gonna talk about Elimination Chamber in a second, but if you look down the pipe of we know what one of the men's championship matches is, we know what one of the women's championship matches is, and I'm pretty sure I know what the other women's championship match is. Even if the WWE Undisputed Championship match falls in the toilet,
Yeah.
three out of four are right up my street.
Yes.
And it's a selfish way to look at it. And I'm not being very objective at all, but I'm getting pretty much everything I want. Like, do I still want it to be Punk and Cody?
Yeah.
Yes. But I can't deny the size of CM Punk and Roman Reigns. The first time they came face to face and did that promo, I was like, I think we said it on the podcast. It's like, fuck, I'm not getting what I want, but I have to admit that this is good too.
Yeah.
Like it's size, scope, and spectacle versus the story that I want to get, which you know they're going to get to eventually. A lot of people are saying we're going to get Cody Punk at SummerSlam, and I don't want it to be at SummerSlam per
No,
se
I
because
don't
there's
either.
I think it's the rumor being that SummerSlam is going to be based around Brock Lesnar's retirement, which is an entirely other conversation to have at another time. I if they do Punk Cody at SummerSlam, I want Punk Cody to be the center of SummerSlam, but with the same time, with the same respect, Cody Punk is WrestleMania sized.
Yes,
But that
absolutely.
being said, they've given me something else. And this goes back to the Vince days, and you're not supposed to say that, but it's like if you can't give people what they want, give them something better. I think that's where they're going with the Punk Roman thing. Liv and Stephanie Vacour, even though we already saw it coming weeks and weeks and weeks ago, having that solidified felt big. I'm gonna keep my thoughts on the other ladies match for when we talk about the chamber,
Yeah.
but it's very much I can't say objectively that they have booked a WrestleMania that feels like a WrestleMania. I'm going to go with very much what I'm going to say about this show this weekend. I feel like they've built a show for me, and I'm just going to stick my napkin in my shirt, get my fork, and get my knife, and have a big slice of for me.
Yeah,
Yes, that was
exactly.
lame.
Yeah, not at all.
Y-
So here's the thing, though. I am excited, but like you said, one of the things that I have an issue with is growing up on Vince. I
Mhm.
genuinely am accustomed to the booking of don't tease what you're not going to follow through with. And
Fair.
Triple H is the opposite. He likes to tease things and completely ignore everything following it. He likes to have moments. He cares more about the moment than the story. He cares more about the
Mhm.
surprise than the actual angle or the element or the characters. A la the Seth Rollins fake injury that everybody knew was fake, but oh, we got
Mhm.
you. We got you so good. You know, he wants to get one over on the marks, the dirt sheets. We know he doesn't
Mhm.
like the constructive fans. Tell them just be a fan. Don't be, criticizing what you don't know.
Some
And
of
is
that is bad. I'm sorry that some of that is bad. Like telling the fans not to think about the show,
yeah.
bad. Horrible look, horrible move. And as somebody that likes Triple H's booking for the most part, that's one of those ones that like I'm trying to
Don't
have your
like it,
back here,
don't
buddy. What the
watch is
fuck are
not
you
a good
doing?
attitude to have. Yeah.
You have to reach that point at a certain point because there are people that turn on their TV and decided that the show was bad before the show started.
Oh yeah,
Those
no, I get
people,
that.
those people are the ones that deserve the you don't like it, don't watch mentality or the hate watchers or whatever you want to say. And let's be
But
real. There's
sadly,
people
they're
that
not the
hate.
ones even listening. It's the fans like us that
Yeah,
end up with the brunt of it,
yeah.
and it feels
But and I want to be fair as well because WWE has hate watchers, TNA has hate watchers, AEW has hate watchers.
yeah,
And those are the people you're not going to reach because they've decided that it was bad before they hit play.
yes,
And so those people, I do agree with him saying, fuck it, I'm not going to try and reach those people. They've already decided that I'm the bad guy, triple nose, triple K, because people are really clever in the big
yes.
26.
So
But
funny.
I do think that he needs a little bit more of the Vince in the sense of Vince had both sides of the booking mentality covered of don't promise something you can't deliver, and if you can't deliver what you promised, give them something better.
Absolutely.
Like looking at those two ends of the scale was the only way to make it work. Now, what I will say is Triple H will stick with something. He'll stick with something longer than Vince did, but
Yes, because if it doesn't
simultaneously,
work, he'll stick with it to the point of almost exhaustion at times. You're really like, holy hell, this needs to be. We need a conclusion. How long did certain elements of the bloodline and other
mhm,
things
mhm.
last and just go on and on and on? How many
And
times
see
has
for
he
me,
teased Cody and
because
Punk in other crazy
because I'm
matchups?
still because I'm still sticking with okay, and it doesn't really affect the show this weekend. I'm still sticking with the Wyatt and I know I'm on an island, it's fine. But because I'm sticking with that, there's so much other things that I'm getting sick of way faster.
I get that.
Like if I wasn't putting all my patience eggs in one basket, terrible phrasing,
Yeah,
with the MFTs and the Wyatts, I would probably have more patience for the Righteous and the Hardys.
gotcha.
And I
Yes,
and I just don't.
it's just
Like
not
there's certain
working. The
it's
righteous you
yeah.
want to like, but they just don't work. I'm
And
sorry.
I'm an admitted mark for the Hardys, so like
Yeah,
you're gonna have to go pretty far before I get sick of them.
exactly.
But
And
TNA is doing great. I will say, TNA has three great men's singles champions right now in Trey Miguel, Leon Slater, and Mike Santana.
yes.
Those are three guys you can build a company around.
They're doing
So,
well in
yeah,
that regard,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, you can fuck around with Hardy stuff and Righteous stuff, and because the Righteous are still a relatively new act to me, and I'm a Hardy mark, I would have a lot more patience for that, like I said, if I wasn't wasting all my patience on SmackDown with the
Yeah,
Wyatts, because I really want the Wyatts to work, and the MFTs are over in a as soon as they realized that they weren't a main event act and that they were definitively a mid-card act, they
yeah.
became more entertaining.
Oh, absolutely.
And, like, it's one of those, like, you don't wanna go up to somebody and say, "Hey, know your limits, know your place," or whatever, but sometimes a bit of that helps because 'cause you're not gonna be the bloodline, but you
No,
can be the mid-card bloodline.
absolutely.
It's good, it's a good bit. Anyways, speaking of somebody who's not mid,
Yes.
almost in the bloodline, and then he got moved to Raw, Bronson Reed got injured. Jake, is the Vision cursed?
It certainly feels that way. I put out a video yesterday called "The Cursed," and it actually, brings up the point: is the Vision cursed? And it feels that way.
Bronson Reed, apparently I missed this as well. Part of the joy and the pain of watching content creators like us, like our friends over at the Wrestling for Life network, is sometimes you're watching the content creators and you're not exactly watching the show.
Yes,
So apparently, Bronson Reed didn't do anything huge or scary or like risky or anything like that. He just pulled something the wrong way when he was going in to break up a pin,
yes. It
and it
wasn't
happened
even
during the commercial
anything
break.
like truly
It's
devastating
it's
or
the painful, like, "Oh my god, it was the most, like, innocuous, normal thing," and, like, he's just fucked himself up, and he just got back from, like I mean, in the greater scheme of things, like, just got back in air quotes, but he got back from, like, fucking up both of his ankles.
yeah, exactly.
So,
At War Games, he goes again and jumps off the top rope. Punk did not get Roman out of the way in time, so he tries to land on his feet to then do the splash through the table, not kill
yeah.
him.
War games! But you
Instead,
see okay,
he ends up
somebody
dead.
like somebody the size of Bronson Reed coming off of something the size of the, War Games cage in something as hectic as the War Games match. Not saying that I ever wanna see somebody get injured, but that's where I maybe expect somebody to get injured, not, like, slipping into the ring to break up a pin. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's
You
one
you think it
it's
would
like
be
what did,
some
when
crazy
Liv did the
badass
thing to
moment.
her when Liv did the thing to her elbow, and it was just, like, she didn't do anything crazy either, she just sort of, like, tripped and fell wrong. And I was like, "Ah, come on, what are we doing?" I'm trying to tell the guys on the other side to stop, like, falling on bricks and eating needles and shit like that, and you're, like, pulling a muscle taking a shit. Like,
Yeah,
what are we doing here?
exactly. That's how it goes.
But no, it sounds like I'm making fun of the guy. I'm not. The
No, I
guy's
know
had a
you're
rough
not.
go of it, and,
But
he's not
literally,
a
I said it
he's not
yesterday, the cursed. I mean, the guy can't he's missing Mania again.
mhm.
Again.
And it's one of those things where I don't wanna overstate it either. Like, it wasn't like being in the Vision suddenly made him a main eventer, but
No.
it made him part of a main event act, and it gave him a place to be, which is something he didn't have before, and you kinda wanted for the guy because he showed, like, flashes of, like, being a guy in NXT, and then it's just, you came up to WWE main roster at a time where they were featuring a lot of big guys.
Yeah.
Otis was getting more time, and Ivar or sorry, Eric was off. So Ivar was doing like singles stuff, and you bring up Braun Breaker, who's a different kind of big guy. Now you've got Obafemi and guys like Keanu Carver in NXT, and the the window for like, hey, check out this new big guy kind of closed, and it's just like, okay, he can be the big guy within the group of like other I don't wanna say,
Yeah.
like, more athletic guys because that's not really a fair thing, but you know what
No.
I mean. Like, people in the realm of, like, a Seth Rollins, like, a little bit smaller, a little bit more agile, maybe a little bit more high flying to their arsenal, and I'm sorry for people out there that don't like it. I even put Logan Paul in that category as well. But what I'm saying to you now, Paul Heyman needs something, right? Again, Brock Lesnar's another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman needs something. He's the Oracle of the Vision. Seth goes. We give it to Breaker. Breaker goes. It's sort of like Bronson Reed by default. He goes down. Are they left with no other choice than Paul Heyman leads Logan Paul and Austin Theory into WrestleMania for the tag titles?
Yeah. And
Because I don't hate that.
no, but I don't want to repeat everything. So, shameless plug here. Please go check out the video that we put out, The Curse. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really good
Go
and,
check it out, Jake.
we go really in depth. But what was the point of the vision? It was what? To show the future, and that future was going to be Braun Breaker because we had Paul Heyman teaming with Seth now and new group. The next night after Mania, now Braun Breaker's in it. So what do they do to push Braun Breaker? They get Seth the Money in the Bank. They do the stupid injury angle. He gets the title, and then he injures himself like a jackass doing a coast to coast, which was so needlessly unnecessary. Now he's out. But rather than say, oh, the group attacks him and then they beat him and he's injured, no, they say, oh, he got injured with Punk. He has to vacate the title. And then they attack him. So they couldn't even say,
Yeah.
like, oh, they injured him and now he's out. No.
I was gonna say the setup was pretty like blatant from the outset. It was like sort of a Batista evolution
Just
thing.
in
You're
the
the big
worst,
guy in
piss
the
poor
group.
way possible, though.
Oh yeah, no, it fell apart. It fell
And
apart
now it
absolutely.
continues to fall apart, much like Cena's heel turn and so many other things. I know you can't help, certain aspects of it, like The Rock and Travis Scott no longer being part of shit. Just like injuries are ruining your plans here. Braun Breaker gets the hernia. Bronson Reed hurts his arm. Seth is screwed like always. I now you have Logan Paul and Austin Theory. What do you do? They initially should have, if they were going to make Seth champion, they should have had Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed be tag champs. Logan Paul should be IC champ. You know what I mean? Because Dom doesn't want it. Why? Because it's icy.
But here's
of course he doesn't want it.
But here's why I say it's evolution, because when
Mm.
we saw evolution and when it was Triple H, Batista, Randy Orton, Ric Flair, right?
Yeah.
And we said, or I don't know about you at the time, but myself, I said, okay, Triple H is going to be the world champion and Batista and Randy Orton are going to be tag champions. Never happened. It always ended up being one of them and Ric Flair. And it
Yes.
was like Batista and Ric Flair because Orton was like the next guy, because he was going to be the IC champion and then he was going to step up and whatever. And it was like Batista's going to be like the muscle, but also because we want the muscle to have something too, we got him a tag title, so we made Ric Flair his partner, and it was a really odd partner-ing. Whereas really what you wanted was him to break out, beat up Triple H, and be like, nah, fuck everybody. Literally if you want to say that Bronson Reed is Randy Orton,
Yeah.
which is awkward, but like Seth is Triple H, Braun Breaker is Batista. Braun Breaker is one of those guys, and I'm going to talk a lot about this when we get to Elimination Chamber, because it's kind of going to become a problem. You got a lot of heels that are popular right now.
Yeah.
So, Seth Rollins is the guy you're not supposed to like. I still like Seth Rollins. I think he gets way more pelters than he deserves. But, like, he's the dislikable heel, whereas Braun Breaker coming up from underneath him is still a heel, but, like, he's the heel you're going to get behind by default. And if he pulls a Batista, thumbs up, thumbs down, backbreaker, whatever the case may be, it would have worked if the whole thing hadn't fallen apart. And then a random Austin Theory appeared.
Exactly. And now we've got
Austin Theory, who looks like Randy Orton. Like, he looks like Austin Theory looks like young Randy Orton cosplaying as Kraven the Hunter.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, if Miles Bourne is younger Randy Orton, then
oh man,
he's got this
shout out to Miles Bourne, the new North American champion.
Could not have been
My
happier
guy.
for him. Oh
Yeah.
my Christ. I was
Happy for
elated
him,
that
only because
happened.
you know that like it means bigger things for Ethan Page. It doesn't mean that like Ethan Page has been downgraded.
That's what people were saying right away. I'm like, are you ridiculous? He's had this title for how long now? And you're
He's
saying
part of the dickhead faction. It's fine. And they've got tag titles and the Evolve title, and they're going to get the NXT title back. They are doing a better evolution than the evolution that WWE tried to do on the main roster. But all this to say, like, shout out to Bronson Reed, like, T's and P's get better, Braun Breaker get better, Seth Rollins get better, all those types of things. But like the default being you've only got Austin Theory and Logan Paul left, who, I'm sorry, Austin Theory is better than he gets credit for, and Logan Paul is really good, even if you don't like him.
Yeah.
So put them as a tag team, put them in the tag team title hunt on the way to Mania, because one element of not WrestleMania, one element of WWE main roster that has not benefited from the presence of Paul Heyman is the tag division. So I'm saying put them in the tag team title hunt, not necessarily so that they can have the tag titles, but so that you can have Paul Heyman on Raw or SmackDown or whatever talking about the tag division.
Exactly. You elevate the tag division. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they should have gone for all the gold. I know Evolution didn't, but at least Evolution was goddamn effective.
Evolution did.
Tra-
Wasn't there a point where Triple H was the world, Randy
I
Orton was
think
the
there was a
IC,
brief,
and then
but what I'm saying
Batista and
is
Flair? You
something
had the
like that. But they held all
you're
the
talking about
gold. But
yeah, you're talking about the Undisputed Era Conquest of Gold type of idea.
yes, that too. But more what I'm saying. You said before, like it was always one plus Ric Flair, and that did happen. But they were also a very dominant group that controlled everything. Triple H had the reign of terror for a reason because no one could stop that big nose gawker. You were not taking him down. That absolutely was the so they were effective. They were dominating. What has the Vision done? They took out LA Knight for a couple of weeks, and Seth fucked his own body up, so they couldn't even say like, oh, they took out Seth. What else have they done? What have they accomplished? What have they achieved?
We're gonna talk about this when we get to the Elimination Chamber, but I do think very briefly with the two options right now for Lesnar for Mania, the fact that people are still tossing in LA Knight, I'm like, no, it's gonna be Gunther or it's gonna be Oba. LA Knight's just gonna go in there and die. And unless
we
you don't like LA Knight, that's not the move. I promise
that's not the move at all. I don't know why, because that was suggested very briefly a while back, and I'm like, are you insane? Like Brock no-sold Ilya Dragunov. That could have been a fun match, but he just had to do it his own way, and not sell and then choose when to throw himself out.
The footage from the Rumble, where he's literally in the ring telling people, okay, there's Jay's music, toss me out now so nobody sees.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't hate it, but that's kind of clever. I can't hate it because like if Brock Lesnar wasn't Brock Lesnar, right? If Brock Lesnar was just like another body in the ring, how many bodies in the Rumble get eliminated and we don't see it happen?
Oh yeah.
Like it's not a thing.
It's not a thing. They always have it zoomed in and on time, and he definitely went against schedule.
But I think like especially like maybe not the Royal Rumble. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but like especially in a battle royal where everybody starts in there at once. How many bodies get chucked out of the ring and we don't even see it happen?
No, that's true.
It does happen, right?
Yeah.
And what happened was I'm assuming what he thought would happen did happen. We saw that, and everybody jumped on it immediately as like a really, really dumb WWE production mistake. Nobody clocked him just saying like, yeah, chuck me out during the yeeting. Nobody, which is, I know people don't like to say this, but it's kind of fucking brilliant. You don't want to say it's fucking brilliant because it's Brock Lesnar and he might have known about something somebody might have done.
Maybe.
I don't care. I'm out of shits. After all the stuff going on in the real world this week specifically, I'm out of shits.
No,
tell me you're offended. Go. No, not you. I'm saying to the general people out there, they're going to tell me I'm being really, really offensive.
Yes.
I don't care. I give zero shits about what offends you anymore or about what offends anybody anymore. Stay mad, seethe, yell at the wall. Nobody cares anymore.
They don't. They really don't.
I'm just putting it out there because Brock Lesnar is going to be part of Mania and he's going to get his own retirement send off at SummerSlam. And you're going to pretend that he's not a star to say that it shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was an entire tangent. But before we get into the card, because we also have a stacked SmackDown to talk about, and
yes, we do. That's
61 minutes to do it. We do have to mention the minor detail of AJ Styles going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was a nice surprise for him. It feels like this was all thrown together very quickly, but regardless, at least they did something. Apparently his surprise was genuine, which is a nice thing to hear. Which is nice to hear. We weren't expecting
Undertaker coming out in his best like grandpa at the beach outfit.
Yes, not expecting him to.
I love Taker, but what are we doing?
It was an interesting look, that's for sure.
He's wearing an Under Armour muscle shirt while the muscles start to,
just peek through a little bit.
When he came out, he said we have unfinished business. I was like, okay, Undertaker's last match was a cinematic match, and they're gonna try and do something at WrestleMania. That's not a thing.
That's not gonna be.
That's not a thing.
I was so happy. I got nervous initially when he said we had unfinished business, and I was like,
the bad part of my brain is like, you know what? Okay, I know people said this like around the Ric Flair one more match thing.
Yes.
But like, I don't think Undertaker's going to have a heart attack in the ring. It's one of those, I don't need to see it. If for some reason they decided to do it, I couldn't hate on it. It'll be what it'll be, and I'm not expecting it to be great, honestly. Like, for him to turn around and be like, "You were my last match, so now I'm gonna come back for one more match and be your last match." Something like that, something light, something respectable, like, something not too long, like maybe a 5, 6-minute match just to get them on there and get AJ a final set of applause at WrestleMania. I wouldn't hate it, I wouldn't pull for it, though.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either.
It's one of those, like, if they wanna do it, I'll put my hands up.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's about it. It's like way, 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 way back. Shout out to Kristen, aka Black Cat Feline, who I haven't had on this channel in forever. It was like the first or second Saudi show when they were still sort of figuring out where the Saudi shows kind of fit into the mix as far as like being canon, not being canon, and
Yeah,
whatever.
they didn't know
And
how to take it.
we did a preview, and it was called like whatever the Saudi show was called at the time. It's like we're previewing this show inside and out, and we took a long time talking about like the social political elements of the Saudi deal and whatever. And then we briefly talked about the card, right?
Yeah.
And it was the show where Brothers of Destruction got back together and DX got back together, and they had that tag match, which we all know went swimmingly.
Yes.
But I made the point at the time, and I think I'll still stick to it now. Should Kane, like back then, like should Kane still be wrestling? No, he should go off and be like the mayor of Knoxville or whatever. Should Taker still be wrestling? Probably not. Is Shawn Michaels going back on his retirement thing and he's gonna come back with his buzz cut and it's weird? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Triple H is the only one that's still ready to go. Yeah, yeah. Here's all the reasons why this match shouldn't happen. But you know what? On the day, the lights are gonna go out, somebody's gonna hit the gong, and
Mhm.
none of that's gonna matter.
Exactly. It's coming.
And I'm sorry, if these two guys that have this much respect for each other at this point in their careers, at this point in their respective lives, want to say, you know what, we think we can pull it together for one more match, one more big hurrah at WrestleMania 42. Like I say, I'm not pushing for it, but I'm not going to say no.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Exactly.
it's one of those. Like, okay, Grandpa wants to try and ride a bike again. Cool, good for you, Grandpa.
You go.
I mean, it'll have that extra layer of, "Oh, he thinks the Earth's flat." I don't care. "Oh, Undertaker likes the police." Okay, cool. I already like him. You're gonna make me like him more. What are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is
But
this?
anyways,
And
AJ going out to the Hall of Fame. AJ coming out long after the credits roll. The benefit of them being on Netflix and everything. Credits roll. Everybody comes out. Really cool. Like I know a lot of people laughed, but like really cool to see like the Bullet Club members coming back together. For a guy like me who never even saw the Bullet Club, to be fair,
yeah.
seeing Kaz on Monday Night Raw was a popper. Obviously, he goes and knocks on the boiler room, and out comes Abyss, who looks like he's lost 1,000,000 pounds.
Yeah,
Um,
out of the
Pete
boiler room.
Petey Williams was there, Jeremy Borash was there, and they're hanging out with like their longtime best friend Omos. What are we doing? Well, Undertaker was there, and he books AAA, so he came in and he brought Omos with. What are we
And
doing?
he took him with, you know?
Fucking there's if you go on WWE.com, it's just like, oh, here's what you didn't see after the show went off the air, and it's just like 5 minutes of AJ hugging people, right? Omos goes to give him a hug, and like he looks like he's palming his entire back.
Yeah, pretty much with how
Oh,
big he is.
and he's gonna be in the what's also happening Sunday while we're watching Elimination Chamber. Oh yeah, Omos has a qualifier for the Rey de Reyes tournament
Which is
against
crazy.
against people that are smaller than him, which is literally everybody. Ethan Page is in the qualifier as well, so maybe he's going to get killed by Omos, and he doesn't even have a belt anymore. Everybody's very, very sad. Um, oh Canada, more like oh no
Oh,
Canada.
no.
We don't we don't have any hockey gold, and Ethan Page doesn't have the North American Championship anymore. It's a
No.
bad day to be Canadian. He fucked up his
Oh.
foot in kayfabe, and his old tag team partner fucked up her foot for real.
Yeah,
What are we
legitimately.
doing? Why are you targeting the Canadians? Don't do it. It's not nice.
Aw.
Anyways, speaking of not nice, which is not a thing because SmackDown's actually awesome. Kind of a loaded SmackDown. Julia and Kiana versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
The match is going to be good. Kiana James is really making herself somebody to watch.
Yeah, she's getting
If you
better and better.
if you see her in the triple threat matches, if you see her being spotlighted, at the Rumble. The fact that she got that sneaky win over Charlotte to get herself into the Elimination Chamber this Sunday, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it
She's
worked.
like, her gimmick is like the whole businesswoman coming out with the purse and everything and like being a manager as opposed like when she decides to shed that, and I'm saying like she could ride it out a little bit more, the thing with Julia.
Oh, yeah,
She's
certainly.
gonna like it sounds like a backhanded compliment. Like when she decides to be somebody, she's gonna be somebody. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. It makes total sense.
But the match itself, I think it's just gonna be like, hey, two of these people are in the chamber and two of them aren't, and it's gonna have a non-finish, but whatever. Uncle
Exactly.
Howdy and Solo Sikoa are gonna come and have a face-to-face. They're gonna talk about lanterns. I'm still in. I know I'm the only one that's still in at this point, but you know
Yeah,
what?
I'm trying to, honestly, and
I know.
it took
I
me
know,
out
I
of
get
it
it.
immediately,
The
and
people let me say though, like I'm still in. The people that are not in on this anymore, I get it. I'm not even down on you for not being in it anymore. I'm just here in my little dinghy with the life jacket on trying to keep the sail up. It's fine. They're doing Undertaker's urn with a lantern
yes.
is basically what they're doing, but it's kind of funny that like Solo coming out with the
That's
lantern
exactly what it is. I mean, it's just that's the thing though. It's tired. It's and not all
but
tropes
is
are
it though?
boring,
Like
but
I
it's just
know
doesn't
like
feel.
I know that it's just another wrestling prop, right?
Yeah,
But props are part of wrestling.
they are,
They are.
and it's, but they haven't like they established the lantern.
They did, yeah.
They took a lot of time to show you what this thing was, what it did, how it worked. You know,
I like
all the
when he
shit.
Solo went to his room, I think it was like last week or the week before, and it was like a drawing of a lantern, but like his face stretched over it,
Yes.
like they had the Bray Wyatt face when he was the Fiend.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, they're doing something with it. They're not just bringing it down to the ring as something to hit somebody with that's not a chair.
Yeah,
Like they're doing
but
something with it. Props are a thing.
yeah.
My thing is, and like,
I just wish
I
they
think you,
established the lantern more. You knew, like, oh my god, that's this. Like, you, yes, you can infer a lot, but it hasn't really been set up as such. It's not
no,
a given. It's not, and that's my problem because it feels so unequivocally lazy. Because they could have
yeah, but
set this.
my thing
They've
is,
been lazy
and I
with
know
the
this
Wyatt
isn't the
Six since they showed up. They
yeah,
killed
and I know
everybody on
this
their
isn't your
debut and then
point.
nothing.
I know this isn't your point, but I hate people that are like, "Oh my god, WWE's just resorted to doing props." And it's like,
No,
Jake
no.
Jake had a snake.
Yes.
The only thing I can compare it to,
Props
right?
is not the issue here. It's the storytelling. I mean, they've done nothing with the Wyatt
Yeah.
Six. They started off great. The first few VHS tapes and talking about how their brother, all of them lost their brother and multiple times. They've all dealt with death. They all have been
Mhm.
abandoned and they found family amongst each other. And they were going to tear everybody down that were like these false idols and not admitting their true selves, like Chad Gable and others. And then they stalked him
They
for a
made
little
Chad
bit.
Gable look like he'd been shot.
Yeah, and then they fucked off and they disappeared. And then
Yeah.
Uncle Howdy got hurt and they fucked off. And then they came
Yep,
around, they
I
won the
know.
tag titles. And that's what
I know.
kills me. I have a Bray Wyatt tattoo on my wrist. I got the Firefly there. I love this shit. It's just shit though now. That's the problem. And worse off is how much I despise the MFTs. I'm
They're not up
hoping
your street at all, are they?
not one bit. I've never been big
Really?
on Solo, and I've always viewed him as nothing but a loser, sadly. But how they booked him into oblivion. He's I'm going to be the tribal chief. I got my ass beat. I'm going to take the title. Got my ass beat. I'm going to face John Cena. Oh, got my ass beat. Like, it was just a continual fucking thing. Even though he got the one win over
So can you
Cena,
okay,
nothing
so
else amounted.
can you get on the level with me for a second of
Mm.
it sounds like a cop out, but that's the entire point. Look at this and like he's not bad in the ring, but like
No.
look at this pretender that thought he could be Roman Reigns. Found out he couldn't be Roman Reigns. Everybody and everything that Roman Reigns had walked away from Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, I just wish they told that story.
Yeah.
It was there in the background and it was brushed over quickly, and then Roman
But
decided
he's
not to show
become
up for a few more months. I mean, that's
but you know
really
what he's become?
what we
He's
got.
become the okay, even though he's not a nerd per se, he's become the nerd at the school who had a couple of friends on the football team.
Yes,
And he's just done it in the like Samoan family guise,
way, yeah.
right? Or he's like, and I don't want to take anything away from Tony D. He's like the mob underboss that thinks he's running things
Yeah.
when the real boss is away. And eventually, like,
But they barely
something's
even
gonna happen.
presented it as that. That's the disappointing part, you know, like,
He's a dickhead. He's a dickhead. He's a dickhead in the fact, remember he brought out the whole group, and then like a month later, he started reintroducing them all, and then he brought them all out with the war paint, and
yep.
the actual 4 guys standing behind him with the war paint on
It
are
was a good
intimidating,
look.
and they can
Yeah.
and they can and they can fuck some people up or whatever, right?
Because they
But
got
like,
the Tamatonga, Tonga, Loa, Tola Tonga, Tala Tonga, Tutal Tonga, and Timothy. I mean, there's way too many Tongans to keep track of, first
but
off.
here's the thing. The beautiful part about that is you've got a group of killers except the leader.
Oh,
You've got
yeah.
people online, and I've even done it jokingly. It's like, yeah, the Solo's MFTs would be really cool if Solo wasn't in it,
Exactly, and
right?
that's
But
the thing, and I wanna see Tamatonga
and see, that's
split
what I
off
love
into his
about it.
own. I wanna see him
That's
and
what I love. He
Nakamura do
brought them
that
all
thing.
in. He brought them all in, and they were all already there, and we knew they were already there. He tried to come back a month later and present them as new. It's like, look, I painted them. They're new now.
Yeah. Now, because they got face paint, you know, and all
Like,
they do
he's a
is resort to
dickhead.
face paint.
He's
All
a
they do is
dickhead.
resort to props. All they do is resort to you could say it with everything, and that's
But this is
the
the thing. Like,
problem.
that's the character that he's doing. Like, he's treating his own faction like a car. Your car's beat up. Your car's got rust damage. Your car has one headlight out. The windshield wiper doesn't work, and the roof doesn't even pop up anymore. But it's still good because look, I just put a new stripe on it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's that guy.
And,
And
I
whether
get it. It's just
whether
it
it works, whether
sucks.
it works for you or not, he's really good at being that guy. He really thinks he's cool shit. Like, somebody said it to me a while ago, and I didn't realize it until way too late, until they were all in AEW, right? Who were the Undisputed Era? Were the Undisputed Era a group of cool people?
No.
No, they were a bunch of dorks that thought they were really cool people.
Yeah.
And that's what Solo Sikoa is.
Oh, I get that. It
Once
just
they pulled him away from trying to be Roman Reigns and had him play the guy trying to be
be
Roman
Roman
Reigns,
Reigns. Yeah, he failed at it,
like,
but it also hurts because it's the story
no, but
we're inferring.
that's what I'm saying though. Like, they stopped telling him to be Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
They started telling him to play the guy that's trying to
to
be
be
Roman
Roman
Reigns.
Reigns. Yeah,
And I think that shift, I'm really having a lot of fun with that shift
see, I'm
because
glad you can get on with it.
everybody's in on the joke now.
I wish I could get in on it. It's just to me,
Okay.
it's a fucking almost a travesty in a way because they belittled and diminished him so effectively that I truly
Revenge of the Samoan Nerds.
yeah, I have a
I do say
impossible
though,
time believing that he can properly, you know, lead a group. Why would they believe him? Why is he the leader when all he's done is lost? Like there is no
well, they
sense of
did say
hierarchy
that they
because like,
did write it into the
I
story
brought
at
you
least
in.
in the very they didn't they did the story in the very beginning that he got WWE to hire them because they were too dangerous. WWE wouldn't have touched them if I hadn't convinced them to. So if they're telling the literal story that he opened the door for them,
Yeah.
that's enough for me to buy because I'm already enjoying what I see. What I do like, however, as much as I'm enjoying the group, I like that entirely separate from the MFT's story, you've got whatever the hell is going on with Tama Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Which is good. I hope Tama goes off on his own and can start doing some stuff because the guy is impressive. Like I don't know. There's a lot of things that they could do and they're not
Yeah.
doing. And it's like, oh, well, you just want them to do this. That's why you don't enjoy it. No, I just want it to make sense. I mean, the bloodline stuff lasted way too long and went on forever. And Cody didn't really need to
Not
finish the
true.
story, but it was still good. It was
Should have been
enjoyable.
Jay. Should have been
Exactly.
Jay.
Should have
Should
been Jay from the get-go, not Sammy, not Cody, not Punk, not it should have been Jay. And we know it and we're positive about it.
Get Jay a new manager.
Well,
He's
now
the
they've
best
officially
Samoan.
fucked Jay. They've ruined
It's
him.
true. It's true. But he's the best Samoan. He's fantastic. I would never say that, but I have all the stats, all the information, all
Yeah.
the charts. He wins all the best matches.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's eating.
He's huge.
It's fantastic. And he's providing cover for Brock Lesnar being eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
Exactly.
Everybody has a role in life.
Everybody's got to
Speaking of
fill
having-
that place.
Speaking of having a role in life, we're going to see 2 back-to-back murders on SmackDown.
Yeah, we are. Definitely.
Jordan Grace is going to kill Candice LeRae, and Obafemi's going to kill The Miz.
Yeah.
And Johnny Gargano is going to be passed out on a crate in the back.
Like, I we'll get into the box still too, but like
We will.
Candace,
Somebody will come out of the box.
or something. Candace though, it's disappointing seeing what they've done with her,
Oh, it is.
and
Yeah,
I
100%.
it hurts my soul knowing what she's capable of. All the intergender matches she had, even with Dick Flip and Joey Ryan, like she earned her spot with the
Of
men.
course, yeah.
She killed herself and could put on amazing matches, and
The
we've
unfortunate
barely
thing
ever
about that
gotten a
is that
taste of that.
and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it until I'm blue in the face. TNA, the only like she's done so many cool matches. People have sent me clips and whatever of her doing the intergender stuff. At this point, I know people are going to say that Johnny Gargano is going to go to AEW and join Tommaso Ciampa, who very quickly became Tommaso Ciampa. It's
Mm.
fine, don't worry about it.
No, but it's true.
I would love to see Candice LeRae pop up in TNA,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying that as a downgrade. I'm saying like you've got a chick there that has proven her stripes as an intergender wrestler. Put her in the company that proudly features intergender wrestling.
Yeah, let her go feud with Elena Black and get this shit going. You know, like come on.
No, let her be
There's
the next one that takes on Ryan Nemeth.
even
Like
better.
like Mara Sade did.
Mhm.
Mara Sade is kicking ass in
Yeah,
TNA,
she's
by the
doing
way.
great, and it's been really cool to see her ascension and how well she's doing and how much she's improved.
Are you saying wait a minute, Mara Sade should join the Ascension?
Yeah, right? She's only
Let's
getting
go.
higher. That's a 420 reference.
Oh.
I
Hey, that's
really
also a Creed reference going
Oh,
back
look
to
at
the AJ
that.
Styles
We're bringing
retirement.
it back.
Hey, I will
They
say, okay, pause on all
they
this.
threw that together nicely, huh?
Creed video package in WWE. What year is it?
I know, going back, huh?
It's
Taking us
so funny to
higher.
me as well because it's one of those like, here's a random spaz fact. The very first concert I ever went to was at Scotiabank. Well, it wasn't called Scotiabank Arena at the time. It was called the Air Canada Center.
Yeah.
But it was Creed and Tantric in the Air Canada
Oh,
Center at the
Tantric.
time. Yeah.
That's a
Actually,
hell of a
I did
show to see.
I didn't know who they were, and then I'm like, all right, I like them, and I like Creed,
I
and
know
everybody's
the
like, oh,
breakdown. The
everything's gonna
breakdown.
shake down someday. Anyways, I haven't listened to them in 10 years, and I still know the words.
Right?
Anyways,
You can
where
find a
I was going
reason
somewhere with
why.
that. Jordan and Candice is gonna be awesome. Oba and The Miz is gonna be awesome. Um, I know they just did the thing with the dates with Brock,
Yeah,
all the
which
Monday Night
is
Raws that he's gonna be showing up on.
that doesn't
Does
interest
that
me. Does that do anything for you?
I
It feels like they just, oh, we have to pay him this much. He's got to show up this many times. This is his last year, so we'll
it's gonna
squeeze him in
okay,
here, and that's it.
okay, it's not gonna do anything great for me, but it's gonna do what it should do for me. If
Diminish
Brock
every
Lesnar
person that faces him until they actually pick Obafemi, because he's going to wipe the
he's
floor with every
good.
wrestler that comes out to accept that challenge until
Do you
Obafemi is
think
the
Brock
one.
Lesnar is actually gonna wrestle a proper match on Raw?
No,
Let's
people
be
are going to
real
come
for a
out and
second.
accept the challenge, and then he's going to put them in fucking hurt Suplex City F5 stuff, and that'll be it. And that's I truly
Okay,
believe
so
like
okay, but who do they send out there, right? Say they
Ilya
want to say they
Dragunov being one. They're going to send out
they're
Carmelo Hayes. They're going to send out, you know.
they're not gonna send out Carmelo. Well, first of all, he's on SmackDown.
Yes,
But
but
like, no,
you get my
I think
point,
what
you
they're gonna
know.
do is they're gonna have it that Paul Heyman has like rigged the open challenge,
Yes.
and you're gonna have people answering it like Tozawa. And no offense to Tozawa, I think Tozawa is great in his role. But if Tozawa goes out there, spends a minute in the ring with Brock Lesnar, gets F5'd out of his fucking boots, is he really in a different place than he is right now?
Yeah. He's not. And none of them
But that
are.
does set okay, but that does set up okay. Sometimes it's a match, sometimes it's a moment, sometimes it's just a visual. That does set up a following week where we see an F5 on Otis.
Yeah. I
Come on,
mean,
come on,
which isn't a
come
bad thing.
on.
Like I'm happy with that too. I get it. Trust me. But
Okay, but how many weeks is it until they just decide that it's either Gunther or it's Obafemi? If it's LA Knight, then just
just
fuck me.
fucking yeah, quit
He's
our
gonna
day
die.
job.
Because here's the thing, right? You supposedly there's three options, right? There's LA Knight, there's Obafemi, there's Gunther, right? If it's Gunther, he wins. If it's Oba, he wins. If it's LA Knight, he loses. So who wins by the choice being LA Knight?
Mm,
I'm sorry. If it turns out that it is LA Knight, I will come on this podcast and I will tell WWE they're dumb to their faces.
yeah. I mean, I
But it
don't
does
want it
leave
to be LA Knight. What does LA Knight do? Like you said, if it's not
this is the other problem. If it's
yeah.
not LA Knight, what is LA Knight doing? We will get there though.
Oh, we
The
will.
last thing we have to talk about on SmackDown. Sorry, I'm trying to have us leave enough time for the actual pay-per-view that we're here to talk about. Rhea and Io taking on Lash and Nia Jax, who are apparently now the irresistible forces. which is just corny enough to make me smile. I'm not gonna lie. I think they take it, you know.
Yeah.
I think they take it, and
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it because it has to do with my Elimination Chamber prediction, and
Okay.
it's pretty much what everybody's predicting right now, but it's also my prediction. But yeah, Jackson Lash. Apparently Nia Jax, like, we know that she's gotten in like ridiculously wicked shape. Somebody said she lost like over 110 pounds, which is
Um,
fucking insane.
yeah, that's nuts.
It is nuts.
And good
Um,
on her. I mean,
oh,
she's
of course, yeah.
improved drastically. She's
And
gotten
this is the thing, like, I don't want to say like, oh, like bigger people can't wrestle because clearly that's not true. But like, if you're I have to find a nice way to say this, if you're carrying around less and you can move around a little more, I could tell myself the same thing before anybody says anything. Oh, shout out to XX Mega from the Wrestling for Life Network community over there who saw the picture of me and Trey Miguel from Destiny and followed it up with, Baz, I just didn't know you looked like that. Thanks. Thanks, buddy.
yeah,
I,
exactly.
I didn't know how to take that at all. And then he said, no, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But I didn't know you look like that. Like,
Yeah.
okay. I know I look a bit shaggy these days, but come on now. Um, Anyways, we should switch gears. Shout out to Mega. It's all good. It's all love, buddy. I hope you're in the chat right now, laughing at me, laughing at myself. The card has only 4 matches.
Aye. No,
And
wait, on
and
this one.
and
I'm upset
and
with
a
this.
mystery box.
Does it
And a
bother
mystery
you?
box.
I'm pulling a Cody. I'm
Not
cutting you off right in the beginning. I'm tired of 4 fucking matches. It's really bothered me. At least at 5, I feel like that fills 3 hours nicely. And especially if anything is quick and done. I know the chamber matches are like, anywhere from 30 to 50 minutes themselves, but just like the Rumble,
Okay.
they can make this work. I'm tired of less is more with WWE right now.
You hit right where I was gonna go.
Okay, perfect.
This is the last pay-per-view where they're getting a pass. I mean, WrestleMania is gonna have more than 4 matches, but let's be real for a second.
Yeah, it's gonna be
But
6 and 6 again, for what I'm reading.
you know what? That's not bad. Considering they're splitting it and it's not just one night, 6 and 6, that means your WrestleMania card as a whole is 12 matches.
Yeah, which isn't
That's
bad.
not bad.
When we
And
used to
hopefully
get 12 matches in a night.
yeah, and people bitched about it. And
Yep.
there you go. But what I will say, Rumble and Chamber are the only ones that get a pass from me. I don't even give the same pass to Money in the Bank because it's a multi-person match, but there's not necessarily a time attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
If they play it out that the Chambers last as long as they should, because the Chamber is like the Rumble in the sense that like the last 2 or 3 people in it could be a mini match in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And WWE is kind of good at playing with that. Like the last 3 women in the Royal Rumble this year basically had their own little mini triple threat match before the match was over.
Basically, which was really good.
So it's not like the last person eliminated is like right after the last person entered. So the chamber matches take up time. The Rumble obviously takes up more time. I think there's going to be a lot of storytelling with the Finn Balor thing. Maybe not so much with the Becky Lynch. We'll get to that in a second. And we've got a whole separate segment that's not a match, but it's still a segment of the show, right?
Yeah.
So Rumble, they get a pass.
Because last year we got a segment too with the ending of The Rock and Cody's Soul that you saw.
They do like, you know what it is? There's 2 parts that build up to WrestleMania, and everybody knows that the more popular one is the Rumble. I think it's been a concerted effort from Triple H and company to make the Chamber feel as important as the Rumble because the purpose it serves is the same. And if that's the case, then kudos to him for that because the Rumble has a hell of a head start as far as like where people's hearts and minds are. Yeah, that's a positive step.
Last year, the men's chamber was one of my favorite matches of the entire year. And on top of it, it was one of the better compelling stories that they told. Everybody was desperate. Punk wants his main event. Cena needs his number 17. Logan needs to prove himself. Like everybody had something in that match that could have meant, a Mania victory. And this time I just feel like we're just treading water. It's like this is
the chamber in the dome.
They had it in the dome, and this year they refuse. And that's the real baffling part because we've been there, we've done this, we've seen what's successful, what's not, what works, what doesn't, and I feel like they're just not listening to the audience at all. Especially with the Roman and fucking the Punk angle. Like we did this last year. I'm tired of the deja vu's. I'm tired of the been there, done that's of it all. Like it does get very
Punk Roman,
difficult to stay
Punk Roman
excited.
in the actual okay, it's different enough. I don't want to tread over old territory because I think we did this last week. Punk Roman to me is different enough because it's not a triple threat match, which means it's not no DQ, which means there's less chance of like bullshit and chicanery. There's no Paul Heyman on the outside. There's a title involved. It's the actual main event, and
Yeah.
it's being treated as big as it should. Last year's felt thrown together. I want them
Really?
what they it did to me because it felt like a compromise. Because okay, we find CM Punk is finally. They tried to sell you. Oh my God,
Oh,
CM Punk.
I thought you meant the chamber. Okay, I'm taking you. You're talking
No, no,
about
no,
the
no, no,
match
no, no,
between
no.
Punk and Roman.
You're talking about Punk and Roman.
Yes.
So I'm responding.
Yes.
The triple
Yes.
threat match. As much as I liked it, as much as I loved it, right up until like the turn that we saw from
The
Paul
moment.
Heyman and what it led to and all that sort of thing. Right. I liked it. It also felt thrown together. It also felt like a compromise. Everybody tried to play it up as, oh, Punk finally got his Mania main event moment. Bullshit. The Saturday main event is not the main event. It's not the main event if
But
there's
it's the
more
main
matches to
event
come.
of night one.
No, it's not. Plus, there was no
I
title
still do.
involved. Plus,
Is it a main event? It's a main event of night one, but you're not the main event
you are not
of
the main event of
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 42 unless your name is CM Punk or Roman Reigns.
Yes. I wish they held off on announcing it too, because heading into the match here, the Elimination Chamber, we've got Finn Balor, and I have wanted to see Finn pushed forever. You were so elated about this last week and in such a happy state, and I felt like I was the kid at the party that was popping your balloon. I really did, because
I'm leaving CM Punk and Balor to last intentionally because I have a lot of theories on that match and I have a lot of theories on how it serves everybody.
So,
I just want to finish my point though before I lose
my
thought. Anyways, the way that the match was, everything felt like a compromise in that triple threat match at WrestleMania last year. The goal in mind,
I agree with
that. If I was sitting across the, and I never would be because they'd beat the shit out of me. If I was sitting across the table from CM Punk and Roman Reigns right now, I would tell them your number one priority in that match when we get to the main event of WrestleMania night 2 this year is to make me forget that triple threat match happened.
Fair.
Anyways.
Very fair.
So what they have done,
it did feel like a compromise, that match. Yes, no, I understand. I get you, emphatically on that. And we said that last year too.
At that point, I was still on the whole like, okay, they've done 2 Royal Rumbles in a row where they've teased Punk and
Cody. And then they did it again with their interaction against each other in January. Then we had it again, so they keep going back to that well, and then you don't get it. And that's what I was trying to address earlier with the Triple H comment, where he likes to tease and not follow through.
Oh yeah. But the thing is, like, we know we're going to get it. Like, that's the thing. Like, WWE.
Pause.
Like, here's the thing. WWE might not necessarily do what you want them to do. Doesn't mean they don't know what you want them to do.
Yeah, they know what you want, but they have a different plan. They have a different mindset.
But here's the thing. WWE, if I want to go conspiracy theory, I think they want to get and this is going forward to next year, I think they want to get the Saudi WrestleMania out of the way. And that's a year away, but they know as soon as they announced that, they knew that was an albatross tied around their neck.
Yeah, because they suffered with the Rumble this year too. Numbers were slightly down for certain things.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like people's opinions,
I'm just saying them being in Saudi affects everything. It affects viewership, it affects sales,
I think the first Rumble, I think the first WrestleMania after Saudi, like WrestleMania comes back to America, or however you want to do it, right?
Yeah.
However you want to say it, right? I think you do Cody Punk then, because regardless of if they're doing anything right now, regardless of even if they even get into the same ring together, from the friggin' first Friday nights, from the first SmackDown that Punk was on after he returned at Survivor Series in 2023. He showed up on Raw, he showed up on NXT even, and then he showed up on SmackDown, and it was just a less than a minute backstage segment. He was shaking hands with Nick Aldis.
Yes.
And he just crossed paths with Cody Rhodes, and all Cody Rhodes did was shake his hand and say, "Welcome home."
Yep.
From that moment, that was the Friday after Survivor Series 2023. So we're going back 3 years now, 2.5 years almost now, right? From that handshake, they knew that those two were going to main event WrestleMania one day. It's like
definitely
from the very first time Jade Cargill was like teasing what show am I going to go on, and she crossed paths with Charlotte Flair, and they just came face to face for a second and the crowd popped. They know that that's going to main event WrestleMania one.
Yes.
And if they don't know, sorry, if you're Triple H, you got to know of anything you have in your company right now, anybody you have on any show. I can sit here and say how much I love NXT and how much I love the TNA deal and how much I'm starting to love AAA, and I'm teaching myself Spanish so I can do a Spanish intro when we preview Rey de Reyes and hopefully get Guapo on the air with us and all that. I can
makes me
say
so
I'm
excited.
loving whatever. I can tell you that I was at Destiny last Saturday, and I'm going to have to do a different podcast to talk about that. It was a lot of fun. Trey Miguel got robbed. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I can tell you all those things, but I'd be an idiot if I told you that any of those things are bigger than CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for a title at WrestleMania, if not a Big Four pay-per-view at the least.
So you think they wait till 44 for that match?
Maybe. Because
is Punk even going to be wrestling that long?
I think so. I think he's got something to prove. I think he knows what I know, and the fact that him and Cody is the biggest fuck AEW match there is. I don't think he retires until they get
I think that's
the
biggest match in the company right now.
It is. Oh, without a doubt it is. And
people
that's
are like, oh no, Lesnar and Punk, and I don't want to see that again. What the fuck?
No, Lesnar's an exhibition. Lesnar versus a lot of people is a really cool exhibition, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. That's not even a match. It's a showcase, basically.
That has its place. That's
exactly, but it's not in the upper echelon of matches we want to see.
The problem with being the biggest, best option, is they will keep you in the back pocket until they have something else, because you don't fire off with your best option until you figure out what the next best option is.
Oh, you're so right.
We've got Cody and Punk in our back pocket. Once we play that card, what's the next thing we have in our back pocket? And I'm sorry, and this is nothing but respect to those two guys. Once they play that card, there's nothing to follow that right now. You might have something in a year or two. By the time we get to WrestleMania 44, you might have 2 or 3 cards in your hand. But right now you've got 1 card, and I'm convinced that's why they're not playing it. I'm convinced that's why they keep putting it out there and reminding us that it's all a thing. Because they need to, if they're not doing it, it's still acknowledging that it's a thing. And I'm sorry, if you're Triple H rubbing your hands in the back, you put them out there for 5 seconds, all of us, rightfully so, because it's the biggest thing possible in wrestling right now, rub our hands together and clap our hands like seals, because that's what you do when you see a good thing in front of you.
Exactly.
But I do think that's why they don't do it just yet. I think they want to get the Saudi WrestleMania out of the way, and I think they want to have like whatever the next biggest thing is to put in their pocket when they take that out of their back pocket. Which, as much as I hate it, and as much as it is frustrating, it does make sense.
Absolutely, it does. And there's
you know what else makes sense? There's a question. There's a question I got to ask you, Jake.
Yes.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
It's Danhausen, isn't it?
So I'm going to give you my prediction outright. Out of every person, every possibility, we know. I don't think it's Jericho. I talked to 2 different agents, and they said it's almost confirmed between knowledge that his contract was supposed to be over before like January 1st kind of thing, but Tony added on additional time for him taking time off. Tony is trying to keep him from going to WWE. He literally is trying to keep him from going to WWE.
Hmm?
And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. But that's exactly what's happening. So I'm thinking
it's Danhausen or it's Vince.
Here's my take. Okay. Honest to God, I think inside the box is a statue. It's a statue of John Cena, and that's going to be the announcement that he's in the Hall of Fame.
Oh my God, that's going to be lame. I mean, no offense to John Cena, also, I feel like if John Cena was going in, they would have announced that first, because to announce AJ Styles and then here's AJ Styles, what a big deal it is that he's going into the Hall of Fame, and he gets over John Cena. The other thing that kind of makes me question that is apparently John Cena wants to be the one to induct AJ.
Yeah.
And does he do that if he's also getting inducted himself the same year? Because it's not awkward, but it's not.
But it's not. what you're thinking. So I'm not sure, but that's really what I think it is because I don't know. I going through all the surprises, how WWE handles them, what they do typically. I mean, we go back to the egg, we go back to other reveals, and not just the gobbledygooker, but the golden egg too. I mean, we've got not great track records always with a surprise. Usually, whatever coming out of a box is getting over. I don't know if they're like, oh, this is so now Cena's confirmed for the Hall of Fame. Oh my god, like maybe they could do something big with it. I don't know, but still, I genuinely feel like that's what we're dealing with. Truly, I don't know if you agree there, but that's what I feel like is definitely going to happen.
All right, so we're gonna do the totally cool thing and pretend that there's not a cut there, but yeah, surprises tend to fall apart, tend to not be what we want, tend to, oh, it wasn't what I booked in my head, therefore it's a bad idea. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be Danhausen,
I hope
and
so. I that was the one I went most logical with. The reason I'm saying the stupid statue idea is just because of the letdown factor. Like that's
mm.
really what I'm going for here. Like I feel
Oh,
like
you
they are
wanna you wanna be as little excited as possible, that way anything we get is a
pretty
plus.
much that's kind of my goal here
Well,
because there's
what I
just
said
so much. My
what I said
excitement
before
level is
we
like a
lost our
25 out of 50, you know, or out
yeah.
of 100. You know, it's like
Before we lost our signal there, the joking answer that I gave you, seeing as you're so high on the Wyatts versus the MFTs, is
yes,
just MFTs have a 5-on-4 advantage. So what about Wyatthausen?
I wouldn't hate that.
Because
Honest to God, I wouldn't hate that. And as crazy as it is, let him curse people. I'm all
you know
for
what it
it.
is? I want to see a conversation. I want to see a conversation between Joe Gacy, Danhausen, and Shiloh Hill.
Oh, there we go. I actually reached out to Shiloh earlier today. I got his
Hey, there you go.
private contact information, told him how much of a fan I've been of his, quite a while now, and
Nice.
how great he is. Because he's a shit ton of fun, and he's
He is.
extremely intelligent, and I love how he has the ability to put people off by like, oh, they undermine him constantly, and then he's just so incredibly smart that
He's
he
really good.
can.
He's really good in the ring as well.
Yes, his
I
offset is
think
very unique.
at least I don't think they're gonna be a full-time faction, but I think at least in backstage segments or whatever, pairing him up with Hank and Tank, who are pretty much generally loved
Hmm.
both in NXT and now in Noah, is no terrible thing.
It's almost
But
perfect. It fits so well.
speaking of no terrible thing, let's talk about the one terrible thing, kind
Yes,
of, sort of, not terrible, but
in a way.
uh, I I
Yes,
I I c I care a little bit less. Let's
mm,
just put it in that category,
I
right?
concur.
So I said to you for the longest time, whoever wins the Royal Rumble, at some point, they have to pick the World Heavyweight Championship so that people stop calling it the Seth belt, so that the belt can have some shine, so that CM Punk can have some shine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and have it not be treated like the silver medal,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
They've done that. They've done that now. And now they've gone way too far the other way of what the fuck are they doing with the WWE title?
Yeah, I mean,
So
it feels like no man's land in a way, but
Randy Orton, LA Knight, yeah.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure you did the thing. I can't hear it. It's fine. Cody Rhodes,
Yeah.
Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Jey Uso. I kind of wish that Oba was in this so
Mm,
that you had one whole half of the chamber being the main event from last year's Stand and Deliver.
yes, which would be
So
crazy, and that'd
that
be
would be kind
great,
of
but,
fun. It'd be kind of fun.
I am
Here's
not
the
hating
thing.
on this at all, but I know you probably have a longer explanation than I do.
Mm,
What I want to see,
mm.
honest to God, I would kill to see LA Knight win this. Oh my god, him, Drew, the promo, all of it. Would love it.
We're go
It's
we're gonna
unique.
talk about somebody else in the ladies match as well,
Mhm.
in a very similar circumstance. With LA Knight, I wish I cared. Like, I enjoy him as a character,
See,
but as a
you're how
character,
with
but
me with the MFTs. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoy him
Yeah.
as a character. I think him on my TV, in matches, in feuds, being, like, as good as he is on the mic, even though he's like Stone Cold Rock Austin, it's fine, don't worry about it, is fine. There's nothing about him that makes me want him to have a title because I already enjoy him for what he is, which
Okay.
means it's hard for me to get behind him because what I need from him as a character, I'm already getting. So
Yeah.
it makes me not care about the guy
You're
that
not
I'm enjoying.
excited. Yeah.
And
I totally get that.
here's the thing, right? All the other options other than one, okay, and this would require them, like, throwing everything else out the window. I all the options that people are talking about, I'm bored of already.
But everybody in this
Ran
matchup just about is a boring option, sadly. Not everybody, but just about.
here's where I'm okay, I think we're landing in the same place.
Mhm.
LA Knight, I don't need him to have a title to enjoy him, which is unfortunate. Javon Evans is doing fantastically. He's gonna be the highlight of the match. He's not gonna win the match,
It's
which
too
is
soon
fair,
for him, and I don't
which
mean that
leaves us
rudely.
with the other 4.
Yeah.
Orton is a like, I like Orton, I really do. He's a boring option for a WrestleMania main event. Cody Drew, I'm bored of. Jey
Massively.
Uso Jey Uso, I would kinda love it because the ongoing, like, Samoans are always in Drew McIntyre's business
Yeah,
thing, but so many people shit on Jey Uso, they wouldn't let you enjoy the match, right? What's
exactly.
his name? Jacob Fatu is not even in the match, but he's one that's in the conversation. I'm already bored of that. It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Because all the people that are talked about all the time are boring the shit out of me. I want what I'm not gonna get, and I want it to be Trick Williams.
Oh my god, I would love it to be, but you know it as well as I do. Not even that it's too soon because he's so over. You're hearing "whoop that trick" chants at AEW. I mean, all over the place. Oh yeah, man! Like Booker T made it big, larger than life. What? Whoop that! I love it. You know, it made it fun. All of it is exciting. So the more we get, like you said, the more you want, and or the less we get, the more you want. Really,
Mhm,
I I genuinely would love to personally see LA Knight. I'd like Trick
mhm.
over LA Knight, but I know without a shadow of doubt in my mind, he's not going to win because Trick and Drew would be a hell of a thing, but they're not going to send him straight to Mania. I think he's too new on SmackDown.
I think they get flexibility on it though, right? Because there's no way this is either of the main events.
Yes, very true.
This is another thing I'm convinced of.
Okay.
Roman and Punk are main eventing night 2.
Yes.
One of the ladies matches, and we're gonna talk about the other ladies match in a second. One of the ladies matches is gonna main event night 1, I think,
Okay. Here's
or what
my
they call
thing.
a main event.
What
If
I
you have this match,
Yeah.
if I think, and it is a matter of like lessening the match a little bit by putting it in the middle of the card or even having it open.
Yeah.
They did it with the what was it? It was Drew and Seth, and then you had the Damian Priest cash in. They opened up the show with it, which is
Yes.
another nice spot to be. If you make it the opener instead of the closer, you open up a lot more options and you lessen people's criticism of it because you haven't given it main event status. And sometimes that's a good thing.
I totally agree with that. See, I want
I'm
LA
so
Knight.
bored, Jake, I'm so bored with all the options that everybody's talking about. This is one of those situations where I need WWE to say, "Fuck the storylines, go completely left field and grab somebody new out of the ether and reach into that ether." Right now, it's Trick Williams taking the world by storm, taking NXT by storm,
Yeah.
taking TNA by storm, taking SmackDown by storm.
AEW chance for whoop that trick. He is
Grab it
global.
while it's hot.
That I'm totally with you. But what I want LA Knight, because I know Trick's not the chance, out of those two, I would be elated. Because, like you just said, I don't want to repeat everything you said, but basically, I agree with you wholeheartedly, bud. I am tired of every other combination. Jey Uso is not even supposed to be in the match. When he won, he was pissed. He didn't even look happy. He was worried about Bronson Reed, yes, but he was genuinely pissed off. You could tell that he was not supposed to be the winner and he was not going to be in this match. They had plans with Bronson Reed and the Masked Man and all that shit to happen in this
Mhm.
match. Now that's all fucked, so they don't know
And the
what
thing
they're
is, like,
doing with the Masked Man
on
or the
the thing
reveal.
about it is, on the human side of it as well, you don't wanna, like, y if Bronson Reed hadn't gotten injured, he'd be in the match, Jey Uso wouldn't be. Jey Uso wouldn't even be on the card,
Exactly.
right? Fair to assume, unless they put in a tag team match at the last minute, which I wouldn't mind in this case. Like, every now and then, "Hey, impromptu, something happened on the kickoff and they threw one more match on the card." I wouldn't mind. They used to do it all the time. They haven't done it in years. Throw it in there every now and then for a little bit of unpredictability. Now it fucks up us doing a preview pod, but
Yeah,
that's us,
that's okay.
right? So Jey Uso, let's assume Jey Uso wasn't going to be participating in the card at all. Now he's on the card. Fantastic. You, as a human being, you don't want to say, "Hey, I got this spot on the card because somebody else got hurt."
Yeah.
Because just
No.
like human to human, you don't
No,
want
no,
that.
absolutely, and but that's Jay's position right now. You got in
Yeah, it
there
is. Yeah.
because, he tried to stop a pin and fucked himself up. That is what happened. So all in all, I get it. I'm worried.
If here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If we had known that the injury was gonna happen, which you can't because we're not like predictors, if this triple threat match had been Jimmy instead of Jay, and they said, "Okay, Bronson's hurt, give Jimmy the win," it would be more intriguing because we've seen Jay in the main event spot. This would be like an experimentation of like not that he would win, but an experimentation with putting Jimmy in the spot and
Yes.
see how he does. So it would be interesting. It's very much Javon Evans. We know he's not going to win, but we also know he's going to do something fantastic in the match.
Yes.
Have something like that for Jimmy because we've already done the Jay.
That's why I said it would have been nice to have, but they weren't planning on
Yeah,
Jay,
they weren't planning on it.
winning, yeah, obviously. So when Bronson Reed got hurt and it screwed up everything, now we know, all right, that's not the plan. That's not the tentative action. Fine. What I'm predicting is this: Cody Rhodes wins,
Mm.
and then, or what I first thought was that Randy was going to win, and then Jacob Fatu and Cody were going to keep fighting with Drew, and Drew would eventually be punished and be like, "No, you have to face him," kind of thing.
Apparently,
I'm not the only one to parrot that. I could see
yeah.
it turning somehow, some way into a fatal four-way with Orton, Jacob
Well, this is what people
Fatu,
are saying.
and Cody
People are saying
Rhodes.
there's going to be an absolute clusterfuck, and they're actually going to do a six-pack challenge, which
I
is why I
mean,
say, okay, it's gonna open night one.
which
Okay,
again would not be a bad thing.
I was
That would be better
if
than,
they wanted to go totally crazy, say
yeah,
somebody else like an outside force totally like fucks up the chamber, and the chamber just can't happen,
yeah.
and they just say like Nick Aldis says, you know what? Pause the match. We're bringing the chamber to Mania, and we're gonna throw the champion in there, and it's gonna be a 7-person chamber at Mania. Like if we're gonna do something like silly and over the top, let's be silly and over the top.
Let's really do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I say Trick Williams. What I realistically what I picture is you're gonna get Trick and Carmelo for the United States Championship, which I don't mind. We know how great they are together. We got reminded how great they are together when they were in the triple threat match with Damian Priest last week on SmackDown. Here's the problem.
Oh,
When
absolutely.
Trick and Mello split in NXT, Trick Mello Gang split, Trick Mello Gang exploded. And it was Trick turning babyface on
Hmm.
heel Carmelo and getting his like having his Batista moment, going back to what
Yes.
we said earlier, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Problem is now is even though Trick is the heel and Carmelo is the babyface, Trick's way more over.
Oh yeah.
Melo's been doing great with the US title open challenge and like being able to flex his actual wrestling muscle.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Trick over Melo, even though their dynamics have swapped since NXT.
Oh
Isn't
yeah.
that a weird thing to think about?
Right. And
I
I mean,
it it,
I
it
wouldn't
is it
mind
is one of
Trick
those
and
things
Mello
where
facing each other at Mania for the US
no,
title, have that go down. That's
mm,
a good match to have. You and I definitely have to go through, and Cody and I are planning at some point, like, what do we see for Mania? What are our predictions? What more is going to happen? And that's one of those things that I
I
could really
predict
see
that a bunch of
existing.
other stuff is going to happen, and then my boy's going to main event. That's what I predict for
I mean,
WrestleMania, Jake.
you might be onto
Um,
something. You really
I'm
might.
pick I'm picking Trick, even though I know it's not happening. You're going for LA Knight,
I want
for
LA Knight. I'm
reasons.
going to pick Cody
Yep.
Rhodes, though. I think Cody Rhodes is probably going to win this, and then somehow they turn it into a fatal four-way. I mean, it could be Randy, but four-way, six-pack, whatever.
You
It's
know
going to
what?
be
You know what?
anything but a singles
I don't
match.
think they've ever done it. I don't think they've ever done it at WrestleMania. Has there ever been a championship gauntlet match at WrestleMania?
I don't believe so. I don't think.
That might be something for them to play with. It'd be better than just a regular fatal four-way, five-way, whatever, or even a six-pack challenge, because that's just six people and somebody tries to get a pin. If you get somebody like say of the six people, one of them is Sami Zayn, and the
Yeah.
last person in the gauntlet is Drew McIntyre, because that's how a gauntlet would usually work. If
Yes.
Sami Zayn runs the gauntlet and wins the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, nobody cares that it's the opening match all of a sudden.
Oh yeah. No one gives two
That's just a
shits.
cool moment. But I think
Exactly.
like realistically, Sammy's gonna have his moment next year. That's another story for another year. But I think you could set up a cool moment like that. You can play around with it now that I'm pretty damn sure I've convinced myself that it's not going to main event either night, even though night one isn't really a main event. Moving swiftly on. Women's Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, superstar of 2026 so far, and Raquel
You know what
Rodriguez.
we call it, right? It's Kiana bolt-on tits, James. 'Cause she's got them bolt-ons. I mean,
Oh my Jesus.
I
Okay.
can't deny it. I ain't gonna lie it. She got some amazing okay? All
Why
right.
am I a mechanic? Why am I a mechanic? Why am I a mechanic? Because I see Kiana James and I nut and I bolt. Okay,
Ah!
I wanna say 2 things really quickly. Going back to your LA Knight, thing,
Yes.
like, I wish I cared about LA Knight. I think I say this once a week these days. I 2 points to make, 1 negative, 1 positive. I really wish I gave a shit about Raquel Rodriguez,
Mhm.
and Rhea Ripley's winning this match.
Absolutely. Rhea is winning because Rhea and Jade is the best match they have. I cannot overstate that enough. And on top of it, Raquel should have been the champ. She should have beat Stephanie, and
Mhm.
Liv going against Raquel is what made sense. This whole they had to make a story with Stephanie, and it's been piss poor and doesn't make any sense. Stephanie going after Liv, saying, "Oh, you never had you were given everything." Excuse me. You remember the Riot Squad? You remember her getting squashed by Charlotte trying to make a name for herself? You remember 2020 when she had the character change and then she became a fucking tepid lesbian? I mean, the girl has been through a ton of shit. She got tried to marry Lana for Christ's
Yeah,
sakes. She was not handed anything. The tag
I
team
know,
title
I
reign
know.
where she turned on Rhea was the start of the ascension of main event Liv Morgan. And since then, people have been like, oh, maybe she's not deniable. Maybe she is undeniable. We have to go ahead and see what's next. All right, great. But Raquel winning this and then choosing to be making the match a triple threat also makes no sense, and it invalidates Jade even more. So that's not an
Mm,
option. It has to be Rhea. And people are like, well, Rhea's already
that's
won.
true.
She's won everything. She doesn't need it. Who in this
She's a
match
fucking star.
needs it? Alexa? No. Kiana? It's too soon for her to go and fucking go for the title at Mania. She's not beating Jade. You know that. Tiffany Stratton, been there, done that. Raquel,
Yep.
her and Jade, maybe, kind of a mini hoss fight, whatever. Asuka, get the fuck out of here. I'm so sick of you. Rhea Ripley, that's my gal.
God damn.
Like,
Jake, tell us how you really feel.
right? I mean, I love the chamber, and I'm so disappointed with the build and how they've
Here's the thing.
had
Here's the
no
problem,
hype.
and everything you just said. And you kind of said it the way I would say it. Raquel and Jade, Hoss fight, maybe, but like, okay, here's the thing. That would be awesome if there wasn't a better option for that exact same reason standing across the ring from her.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wrestling ability matters, obviously. Technician and all that
Yeah,
shit
but so does
matters. Story
believability and
matters.
showmanship and
Believability, showmanship, and I'm sorry. People are going to get sick of me saying this. I said it in the Mae Young Classic. I said it in the second Mae Young Classic. I
mhm.
said it in NXT UK. I said it in NXT. I've said it on Raw. I've said it on SmackDown. I've said it on every pay-per-view that she's been on, and I've said it at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley, fucking star.
She's your number one above everybody, above Becky, above Bailey, above Oscar. It's Rhea's
She's
game.
she's she's in the top 5 of people in that company, regardless of male, female.
Absolutely.
Like,
You're
if you
not
were to say
surpassing
right
her.
now if you were to say right now, who do people tune in for? Top 5. Cody, Punk, some people would say Roman,
Yeah. I'd say
um,
Rhea,
Rhea,
definitely,
and
and
maybe Stephanie.
maybe. Yeah. I mean, that's
Maybe. I'm saying, like, because 'cause I'm sorry, like, the whole
I
conversation
would say
is
Liv over Stephanie, honestly, because Liv has gotten a
fair.
lot of
Fair, yeah.
online
So there's
pizzazz
your thing.
lately.
You got Rhea challenging for one belt, and you got Liv challenging for the other belt. Versus, let's be real though, on the other side of the coin, two very legitimate in different ways champions. Stephanie McMahon is fantastic.
Oh
She's
yeah,
got
no
a
doubt.
following, like she's got the next Rhea Ripley following after Rhea Ripley in
Yes.
that regard. As far as like the hot goth chick, she's a little bit on the spooky side, does the devil's kiss. Feminists get angry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Jade Cargill is not a 5-star bell-to-bell wrestler. She doesn't have to be. She's a fucking star. Even though they didn't use her properly, she was a fucking star in AEW. That's the exhibition match. The wrestling match is Stephanie versus Liv.
Yes.
Because no, the Liv story doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm really sorry to break it to everybody. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vacour is 10 times more interesting bell to bell than Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh, absolutely.
And one of
And that
those ladies
says a
matches
lot.
is main eventing night one. At a push, I wouldn't mind one of those ladies matches main eventing night 2. But the match that they have in at the end of night
Yeah,
2
there's no
is
way to
taking that spot.
exactly, no way to topple that, so
Okay. I'm gonna say this very quickly because I want to get on to Punk and Balor.
yes.
Becky Lynch and AJ Lee's going to a no contest, and they're gonna re-up it at WrestleMania.
That was my thought as well, but yeah, they'll do it with, with a cage match, something where like, oh, Becky can't run, you can't hide, I see
Ready or not,
something like
here
that,
I
but
come. You can't hide.
I'm gonna find you
Oh
and
my god.
fuck you slowly because I wanted this match to mean something, and being at the chamber, it loses a little bit of that
Yeah,
luster. It does. It really does because
it does
this match is ready made
for Mania.
absolutely for Mania. No doubt about it. No
But here's
doubt
the thing.
about it at all.
I hate it. I hate it, and I think it's cheesy sometimes, but I'm also biased. So when it works, and you're talking about 4 people that I really like.
Yeah.
You've got the 2 Chicago natives in championship matches against 2 really popular wrestlers from Ireland. That's the dichotomy.
No, you're right. I mean,
AJ Lee and CM Punk. If Elimination Chamber wasn't in Chicago, I would love both of these matches to be at Mania. I like this. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns is bigger, but I would be stoked for Finn Balor if this match was at WrestleMania.
yeah. No, I totally get that.
Anyways, the Becky AJ thing, like because I think it's going to a no contest, I don't really have much to say about it.
I really don't either. If anything, AJ Lee will win, but I do more lean towards what you're saying.
Yeah.
I really feel like more or less it's going to be.
I think she's got herself in a really awkward spot, and they've made it a point on TV. Like she came back for a tag match, she came back for War Games. This is her like shit or get off the pot. Can you go on a pay-per-view stage in your hometown and have a one-on-one match in
Yeah.
2026? I think she can, but I'm looking forward to her proving it to some of the naysayers out there. So love that for her from that point of view. Again, like I say, I'm leaning more into the human side of it. Again, look at me go. But happy for her. Becky Lynch is like carved in stone at this point. You can't do anything to her, Becky Lynch.
Yeah. No, you're
And it's
right
not
about
just me
that.
saying it. It's not just me saying it. Sports Illustrated says it. The Bleacher Report says it. Even Michael Cole says it, and he's full of fake news.
Yeah, everybody's saying it.
The fact that Becky Lynch is playing Donald Trump on television.
Yeah, basically. It's huge.
It's fantastic.
That's the sad thing,
They're
though.
all
AJ Lee's
out to
back
get me.
again, simply out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
she falls into the
Hey,
title match.
copyright into somewhere.
Mm.
There we go.
Look at that,
But
correcting me, sir. Thank you.
let's talk about the main event. I told you last month I would tell you why I love this main event.
Yes,
This match serves everybody.
it does.
This match, storyline wise, serves everybody. It even serves people that aren't even in the match. It
Okay.
serves CM Punk as the fighting champion, who's already got Roman Reigns in the distance, but he's still, hey, I'm going home. I'm a fighting champion. You fucked up my match with AJ Styles. It's the last time I had a chance to fight him. Whatever. Adam Pearce is a really cool bit of commentary on the outside, talking about like, oh my God, you're going to ruin the WrestleMania main event. I think that's a very interesting thing. Roman Reigns, as an outside observer, has got to be pissed
Yeah.
because Roman Reigns didn't pick CM Punk because he wants the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns chose CM Punk because he hates CM Punk.
Yeah.
If Finn Balor were to become champion, his choice kind of goes out the window in his mind because he doesn't get to beat up the guy that he hates. He gets to
Very
fight for the
true.
world championship. He does. Finn Balor is in the catbird seat as far as storytelling goes because Finn Balor is hearing everybody say that if he becomes the champion, that ruins WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like, how many big birds does he have for fucking everybody, right?
True.
You know, Roman Reigns is like, what? Like, oh, it's going to ruin the match. Oh, like, I don't even want to have the match if it's against you. His boss, like Adam Pearce, kayfabe, his boss. Oh, if we swap out CM Punk for you, it's going to ruin the main event. Like, go fuck yourself, bud, from his point of view.
Yeah.
I'm
No
a
shit.
really good fucking wrestler. I
Yeah.
cannot do an Irish accent to save my life.
Oi. Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Not happening.
But also, on the other side of the coin, they've got 2 different options to go with here because Finn is splitting from the Judgment Day sooner than later. Judgment Day is going to split. We're finally going to do that. The impact of the Judgment Day separate pod that I've got 3 pages of notes for. It's going to be fine. That's another story for another day, obviously.
Yeah.
They
No
can
doubt
go
about
2
it.
ways with this. He leaves the Judgment Day and it costs him the match, or he doesn't leave the Judgment Day and it costs him the match. Here's how we go. He fights and fights and fights. He wants to do the honorable thing. He wants to do the Hogan at WrestleMania 18. I was there. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Mm,
When he left Hall and Nash in the back, brothers, I got to do this on my own. He basically had that speech with them this week on Raw,
yeah.
right? If
This
he
is for
fights and
me. I
fights
have
and
to do
fights,
it for me.
yeah, if he fights and fights and fights and fights
And bites, and fights, and fights, and
and
bites. Fight,
and
fight, fight,
finally
fight,
gives
fight,
in,
fight.
finally has to like reach back into his bag of tricks and says, "Oh my god, I can't do this. It's slipping away from me." And he begrudgingly calls in his faction mates and somehow they fuck it up and it costs him the match. Then not only did he surrender in the match, him surrendering in the match ended up costing him the match. The
Yeah.
more interesting example is he's in the match. He's trying to do it not necessarily the right way, but like the I got to do this for me way. And he struggles and he makes it and he's got some hope spots, maybe even a couple of near falls. And he sort of like is defeated within himself and he calls the Judgment Day out to help him. And it's kind of a Balor Priest thing where they
Yeah.
do come down to the ring and he thinks he's got backup and they turn around and go back up the ramp. They turn their back on him because he told them that he didn't need them. They turn their back on him, and the impact of that takes him out of the match completely, and CM Punk takes advantage. So
Yeah.
if he stays in, if they try to help him, he loses, and if they come down to tell him that they're not going to help him, he loses. Either
Yeah.
way, he got fucked by something that wasn't really his decision. The loss doesn't hurt that much. Dude, I'm telling you, like I said with the Trick Williams thing, right?
Mhm.
It's not gonna happen. But if I'm talking about WWE and I'm putting the challenge out to them of like some stuff's getting a bit boring, give me something out of left field.
Yeah. Give me
Zero
something
point
different.
zero 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 0.0000001% chance somehow Finn Balor wins this match. It dominates any form of social media from now till Mania
Yeah.
because CM Punk, once again a champion, once again that close to the main event and losing it at the last hurdle by a guy that sort of like fucked him over to get the match in the first place.
Yeah.
CM Punk's gonna go mental. That'll make WrestleMania fun. Finn Balor putting the birds up to his own group, putting the birds up to his boss, putting the birds up to his Royal Rumble winner challenger Roman Reigns, who said, "Oh, I thought I was going to ruin the match. You don't want the match anymore? Fine. I'll come and sit in a lounge for the main event of WrestleMania."
Yeah.
Give me Finn Balor winning this match and Trick Williams winning the men's chamber. You turn WrestleMania on its head.
Yeah. I'm
I
sitting
know
here. I'm
it's
not
not going
trying
to
to have the
happen.
abject silence.
I'm
I'm
aware that it's
sorry.
going to.
I'm just, I've taken in everything you said. I don't see it happening. I love Finn
It's not
Balor.
going to.
I've
It's not
wanted
going
him
to.
to have this position for 10 fucking years now. Literally,
Yep.
I'm not being dramatic or hyperbolic. 10 years now we've waited for this.
Mhm.
And he gets the chance. They should have pulled the trigger in Ireland. They did it for Drew. They could have done
Mhm.
it, and they could have had the
That's
rematch, and
fair.
he gets the title back at Chamber, and
Mhm.
then after Mania, they could face each other again and have an actual like continued rivalry. But nope,
But here's the thing, though.
nope, can't have that.
You've kind of hit on the fact. You've kind of hit on the element that makes me hopeful for the rest of 2026. Yes, I'm saying get over the WrestleMania hurdle,
Yeah,
but the fact that, like, okay, when they did it in Ireland, and it would be very easy to be cynical and say, "Oh, look at that. They gave him a token nice thing because it was in his hometown, and he's going to go back to Judgment Daying it up in the mid card." The
yeah,
fact that they haven't done that and they've given him time to stew on that and they've got him into a second match in the Elimination Chamber, which they're trying to make as important as the Rumble and at least a big part of the WrestleMania build, even if he's not in the WrestleMania match. We wanted Finn to be champion because he was almost champion 10 years ago. But what the second part of that is like we wanted WWE to see Finn the way we see him as a main eventer. they've elevated him to the main event picture, not necessarily with the belt, but by keeping him in the orbit of the people that had the belt, not the orbit of the people in the Judgment Day clubhouse. Like, they've done the thing without doing the thing, and that makes me hopeful for the rest of 2026.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wishing and hoping at stars, but I'm looking at I'm doing the away from story, away from character. I'm looking at literally the patterns that WWE has done. Because who's in the title vicinity around WrestleMania is important. You want to fire with all your biggest guns. So if Finn Balor is a main storyline point going into WrestleMania, they've now elevated him back up to being a big gun. Even if he's not going to be the guy that gets the bullet, my metaphor has gone terribly wrong here. But you know what I mean, though. Even if he's not becoming champion, he's been elevated to the championship level.
Bullet
And
Club.
okay,
I
yeah,
know, buddy. I
we
know,
did the thing.
and that's the
We
thing. I
did
just
the
want to
thing.
see him on that level. Finn Balor
And they,
deserves
but
it. He could be it.
they're giving him us that on his level. If
I don't feel that
if
way though. I really don't because of how they're doing it. Because they were you're an afterthought. We already have Roman. You're screwing up the main event. Like they gave him no chance. That's how I feel. It's just a match because they
Okay,
needed
but
a match at the PLE.
when you accuse somebody of being a loser so many times, you're only doing it. I'm sorry, when they gave you the entirely fake Daniel Bryan Yeselmania story, they called him a loser, 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 they called him a B plus player, etc.
Yeah.
And then they gave him the most Cena WrestleMania not to be had by Cena.
Yes. No, it's not that it can't happen. It feels
Mm,
like it won't. It's been 10 years of this and
mhm,
Brian hit his ascension much sooner than everybody else, you know? When was
mhm.
Nexus? 2010 and then 2014 he was in the main event,
Well,
you
all
know?
you got to do is choke out a ring announcer,
That's it and
apparently.
spit in Cena's face. That's all it
Okay, and
takes.
I'm sorry, I'll go back to a guy that I'm a huge, gigantic mark for. Yeah, so go back to a guy I'm a huge, gigantic mark for. We're gonna pretend there's not another cut there. We're having a great night tonight, apparently.
Yay,
Jeff
Discord.
Hardy. Jeff Hardy. How
Yeah.
long did it take Jeff Hardy to become world champion?
No, no,
And
yeah.
I'm sorry. Here's your comparison. How long did it take Jeff Hardy? How quick did they give a title to somebody like Sheamus?
Very true. And
Was Sheamus's first world title thing taken very seriously? It's like, all
no.
right, he's going to hold the title for a bit until the next real guy comes along. I don't take it taking a long time to mean like, oh, it's never going to happen. I take it as you've done a lot. He's done a lot to help a lot of other people. We have a whole conversation to have about the Judgment Day and how many people have been helped by the Judgment Day, right? It's
Absolutely.
time it's time for Finn to have Finn time.
Yeah. No, I absolutely
Um
agree because I have been such a huge proponent and supporter of him for so long.
oh yeah.
And I mean, he had the great return to TNA, NXT. I have TNA on the brain. And, you know, everything he did there with the Prince gimmick and the heel run. And he's done some fucking great things. And
Right.
I hate that
And he
people
stumbled at the
overlook
first
him.
block when he got up to Raw, when they did the Universal title
Only
thing.
because he got injured, though. He took
Yeah,
out
exactly.
Roman Reigns on
No, no,
his
no.
debut, and then he got
I
hurt, and it
understand
was
that.
like,
No, no, no.
damn
I'm
it.
not saying he stumbled like he fucked up,
Yes,
but
yeah,
I'm
I know
saying
you're not, but
as a character, he stumbled at the first block, and like everybody's like he stumbled so much that they sent him back to NXT to reinvent himself,
oh
which
yeah,
was the best thing for him, and he became the Prince, and he turned on DIY. DIY. Remember when DIY was a thing?
I
Uh
do. And now Johnny's just, you know, he's just
Now
planking everywhere.
Tommaso the Champ is Tommaso the Chump.
Oh,
Way to
he won
go,
a belt right
AEW.
away. See,
Brilliant.
he's a game changer. He's immediately a champion. He's a game changer.
Yeah, but we're in Australia and you're not from Australia. You ain't from around here. You don't get to keep your belt.
Oh boy.
Oh my god. Oh my god, if we get Guapo on here, I told him already we have to introduce him to Cater Taker. I'm
Yeah.
inducting AJ in the Hall of Fame.
I'm
Anyways,
gonna be
I'm happy for
inside
Finn
the
Balor.
box.
I'm obviously going with CM Punk to win. I'm happy for Finn Balor to be where he is, and I will be cheering for that 0.0000001% chance that Finn Balor
Absolutely.
actually wins. That 0.00001% chance that Trick Williams actually wins.
I
Rhea
bought in
Ripley's
Ireland.
winning.
I did when he got the second coup de grace. I was like, oh my God, will they do it? I actually bought in. So I would love to have that feeling again that, hey, he's got a chance. If they didn't announce the Roman match, I would say, fuck, they might do this. It just feels like that's
I
a guaranteed foregone conclusion. So,
dude. Entrances for the main event. CM Punk comes out first, even though he's the champion. I know. Everybody relax. After he gets announced, Out comes the crate. Right?
Yeah.
In the crate, Danhausen, okay, whatever, pulls out an 8x10 of Finn Balor, and he says, "Very nice." Drops the pitcher, picks up another pitcher of the demon. Very evil. And then out comes Demon Finn Balor.
Yeah. You know, I would love to see that return. I just don't want to see him lose again.
Okay, here's the thing. Danhausen is the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Danhausen is the harbinger of the demon.
Yes.
I think I just
he's
fixed
the one that's
wrestling.
going to
It's fine,
bring
don't
him.
worry about it.
Hey, I'm
Anyways.
all for it.
I've kept you way longer than I have meant to, so thank you, sir. Tell us what's going on with you. Tell them what's going on your channel. Tell them where to find you.
Yes, indeed. We're live every Wednesday into Somewhere Weekly. We'll have our predictions, news, and everything else you can check out. Tomorrow, we're having an extended game night. So come on, hang out with us, play some games right from the audience. You get to be included, win some prizes. It's a great time. And on top of it, we'll be live for SmackDown and into Somewhere Review of the Elimination Chamber this Saturday. Cannot wait for that. That's for sure.
I'm about 71% sure I'll be there. Hey!
Yeah!
Maybe
Can't
72.
wait. So you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter at CountdownEnded and subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jake DeMarco. I just got a notification. We just hit 19,000 subs. So holy shit, thank you all so much. Right. I'm almost at 1,500. Yay. Fuck yeah, buddy. Hey, you know
all
what?
Right.
You're having great success with the all day chats. So the hangouts are working well, and I love to see it.
Oh, shout out! We're doing a pay-per-view day chat, not only for this, but also for Rey de Reyes and for Revolution. Probably should have plugged that at the beginning. I am tits at this. Woo! You guys know where to find me, or you wouldn't be here. I've been Spaz. This has been Jake. This has been your Elimination Chamber 2027 preview, and yeah, do all the things. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation. Keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to you every last one of you later. Right now, I am tagging all